అని మీరు ఎలాబరేట్ చేసి చెప్పమన్నారు కదా.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏంటి అంటే డిడ్ యూ ఫాలో దట్?
అయ్యాను మ్యామ్, బట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ రిఫార్మ్స్ అంటే ఎట్లా అంటే ఇప్పుడు టీచింగ్ క్వాలిటీ గుడ్, మంచి టీచింగ్ క్వాలిటీ అండ్ ఇంకా కొన్ని ఉన్నాయి, అవి వస్తాయి అంటారా? అది నాకు ఆ పాయింట్ అర్థం కాలేదు మ్యామ్.
గవర్నెన్స్ రిఫార్మ్స్ ఫర్ క్వాలిటీ అంటే ఏంటి? The team invites inputs of the various types of reforms అంటే from different areas, different sectors to create you have understood.
Okay ma'am. Governance reforms for quality. So in educational theme, till now we have seen at school level. Now we are dealing with higher education level. Higher education in the sense it is in the university level. University level of education. What should be the educational themes? So the first point is governance reforms for quality. This theme invites inputs of various types of reforms, which those reforms need it need to create better. They need some inputs which create better governance structure in the state universities as well as in the central funded institution, which will improve the education academic quality. That means our reforms, proper reforms ఉండడం వల్ల ఎడ్యుకేషన్ త్రూ స్టేట్ యూనివర్సిటీసే కావచ్చు ఆర్ ఎల్స్ ఇన్ సెంట్రల్ ఫండెడ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్ లో కూడా అవి ప్రాపర్ గా మెయింటైన్ చేస్తే ఇట్ విల్ ఇంప్రూవ్ ద అకాడమిక్ క్వాలిటీ. లైక్ హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ మీన్స్ బ్యాక్వర్డ్ క్లాసెస్ కి ఎంకరేజ్ చేయడం, ఉమెన్ we should give opportunities to women, and also the quality of curriculum should be maintained properly and instructions should be given properly in the according to education level, and teacher quality should also be good, because if we maintain these structures in proper way, the academic quality will improve in state universities as well as in central funded institutions. I understood in this way, ma'am.
Okay, what do you mean by governance reforms for quality? And there should be certain reforms. Reforms is nothing but rules, regulations, structures. Okay, and the policies and the schemes it should be in such a way that the quality of education would be better. Okay, governance structures in state universities and centrally funded institutions that will help in improving the academic quality. So what happens is that generally whatever the reforms, whatever the structures, governance is nothing but the structures, the rules, regulations. So everything should be followed by the universities, whether it is a state concerned university or the university central concerned university, whatever it may be, and they have to follow the rules and the regulations, and they are accountable. If ante vallu accountable untene the quality of education will improve, otherwise the quality of education will not improve. So the governance is nothing but the state universities and the central universities are supposed to follow the norms and the policies, okay, created by the government in such a way that the quality of the education should be improved. And they have to apply, they have to implement and execute all the reforms, all the rules and the regulations. So by doing so, definitely the quality of the education will be improved. Otherwise they are accountable. Who is accountable? The colleges which come under the state universities and the colleges which come under the central universities, they are supposed to follow the rules and the regulations. If they don't follow the rules and the regulations, now you might have seen that the inspection will come and the inspection team will come. What will they see? What will they say in the inspection team? What will they see? Not only will they see the infrastructure, okay, not only will they see all the things, physical facilities, but also they see the faculty, okay, and they see the labs and all. Ante ivanni untene oka college the students will be benefited in all aspects. For that purpose, you might have seen that many colleges will be shut because they cannot satisfy the rules and the regulations which according to the government government, the every college should have. Every college, whether it is a BA or MBA, MCA, whatever it may be, you might have seen that infrastructure undali, inta area undali, in classrooms undali, library undali, labs undali, ivanni. If all these things, and apart from the faculty undali, that the qualified people should be there, then rules, fee and everything. All these will be set by the government. And if the colleges, if they don't satisfy all these things, then the quality of, the quality of education will be improved. Otherwise, they are accountable to the university, concerned university. Followed?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood.
Yes, ma'am.
Why colleges are scared when the inspection team comes? Because if they don't follow, if the college doesn't run according to the rules and the regulations, if they don't follow all the reforms, okay, if they don't have the the particular structure which is prescribed by the university people, then definitely the college will be shut, will be closed, because it is not up to the rules and the regulations of the government. Okay, whether it is a state concern or the university concern, central university concern. Okay. Now, second one, who is that? Ranking of institutions and accreditations. Evaridi? Actually, who took this? What happened? Who has taken the second one?
పేరు అది నోట్ చేయలేదు మేడం. సెకండ్
కాదు, ఎవరు ఇప్పుడు మీ దాంట్లో ఎవరు తీసుకోలేదా?
తీసుకున్నారు మేడం. మేబీ షీఈ్ అబ్సెంట్. పేరైతే రాలేదు. నేను
It's రమణి.
ఎవరు?
రమణి అనుకుంటా మ్యామ్.
రమణి లేదు, రమణి వచ్చింది నిన్న. రమణి వాజ్ నాట్ దేర్. Okay, fine. Ranking of institutions and accreditations. You might have seen NAC, A+, A++ అని ఉంటుంది. So what do you mean by this? Depending upon the structure of the institution, infrastructure, facilities, and depending upon the quality of the education provided in the particular college or the university, the accreditation is nothing but official ranking throughout the world. So here there has been a growing concern on the poor performance of the universities in world ranking and global ratings. You might have come across Usmania University tops. It has got good reputation. There are many universities, like we have the Gulbarga University in Karnataka. It is one of the the performance of the students in that university will be very low. People who don't get seat in any of the universities, they go to Gulbarga University, because there actually they don't follow the rules and the regulations, and all the students will be given the admission. But whereas in the other universities, no student will be given the admission unless and until he satisfy all the norms. Admission norms ఏవేవి ఉంటాయి, that he should get so much and percentage, he should belong to this, that and అవన్నీ ఉంటాయి కదా. ఈ few universities, just to have the strength, they don't follow all those things. So because of that, what happens, you could see the poor performance of the students. Okay, poor performance of the students, and that is a great concern when it comes to the world ranking and global ranking. So what changes could be suggested in the accreditation system of our country, so that our higher education institutions acquire better global rankings? And because of the universities, since they don't follow all the rules and the regulations to improve the quality of education, so because of that, what happens, our universities are not being given importance, and they are very low in the ranking. So according to this, అంటే హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ లో ఏమేమి చేంజెస్ చేయాలి, ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఫస్ట్ వన్ లో గవర్నెన్స్ రిఫార్మ్స్ ఫర్ క్వాలిటీ, కొన్ని రిఫార్మ్స్ చేయాలి టు ఇంప్రూవ్ ద క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్. సెకండ్ దాంట్లో ఏంటంటే ర్యాంకింగ్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ అండ్ అక్రిడేషన్స్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ద అఫీషియల్ డిక్లరేషన్. అంటే ఏదైనా ఒక ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్, ఇఫ్ ఇట్ హ్యాస్ అక్వైర్డ్ పర్టికులర్ వెదర్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ద ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ కానీ, ఆల్ ద థింగ్స్, accreditation ఇవ్వాలి అంటే, ర్యాంకింగ్ ఇవ్వాలి అంటే, ఒక జస్ట్ దే డోంట్ సీ ద క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్, బట్ ఆల్సో దే సీ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్, ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్, ల్యాబ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్. సో దెన్ ఓన్లీ ద అక్రిడిటేషన్ విల్ బి గివెన్. లైక్ మ్యాథ్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఏ ఉంటుంది, దాంట్లో A+ ఉంటుంది. అది ఇవ్వాలి అంటే అవన్నీ ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళకి ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఆల్ ద లేటెస్ట్ టెక్నాలజీ, ఎవ్రీథింగ్ షుడ్ బి దేర్. సో అలా ఉంటేనే what happens, mana universities, so in the global and in the world ranking, we are going to move forward. But because of since we are not having all these things, the second one ఏంటంటే what should be done, what changes should be suggested so that our universities will be held with high respect, okay, will get a better rank in the global ranking as well as in the world ranking. Did you get my point?
Yes.
What do you mean by accreditation? What do you mean by accreditation?
Ma'am, the certification.
Official ranking of the colleges, ma'am.
Certification.
On what basis will they give the official ranking? Just now who has said?
Me, ma'am. On the infrastructure of the college, the structure of the like physical building and all, and the quality of education they provide and all these things, they give the accreditation, ma'am.
Okay, and if you know, if when we say that a particular institution has got the accreditation, whether it is NAC or A plus, and then blindly, madam, we have to believe. Okay, it is taken for granted that if this particular university has got the accreditation of NAC or NAC plus, and then it follows the rules and the regulations, it has all the qualities which has been approved by an organization. ఒక యూనివర్సిటీకి NAC వచ్చినా వేరే అక్రిడేషన్ ఏదైనా వచ్చినా, సో ఏంటంటే అది హయ్యర్ క్యాడర్ లో ఉన్నట్టు. అది రావాలి అంటే దే హ్యావ్ టు ఫాలో సర్టెన్ రూల్స్ అండ్ ద రెగ్యులేషన్స్, అండ్ దట్ విల్ బి అఫీషియల్లీ చెక్డ్ బై సమ్ అదర్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్. దెన్ ఓన్లీ ద గవర్నమెంట్ విల్ చెక్ వెదర్ దిస్ పర్టికులర్ అంటే ఏంటి హయ్యర్ అథారిటీ ఇన్ ద ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్ will check all these things. Then only when they see that all the things which are required for the accreditation, if it is satisfactory, then that particular university will be given the accreditation. Accreditation is nothing but the official ranking given by an organization when that particular university has all the qualities and the infrastructure, faculty, everything. If it has, and if it has the latest technology, and if it makes use of all the innovative methods and everything, then that particular university will be given the accreditation. Like we have few colleges, like CVR we have adi NAC unnantaru. Then few more colleges we have where they say that accreditation will be given. Whereas in Ibrahimpatnam we have, what is that, Baba? Guru Nanak. One is accreditation is there, one accreditation is not there. Accreditation undante enti, it has all the facilities, it has all the latest technology, it has all the latest infrastructure, what all needed, and that has to be approved by the organization. Higher authorities వాళ్ళు check చేసిన తర్వాతనే అవన్నీ ఉన్నాయంటే, if they are satisfied, then only the college or the university will be given the accreditation. Did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
ఇక్కడ కాలేజెస్ కి అక్రిడేషన్ ఇస్తాం. మనకి ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని యూనివర్సిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి చెప్పండి? మనకి ఇక్కడ తెలంగాణలో ఎన్ని యూనివర్సిటీస్ ఉన్నాయి?
ఓన్లీ ఉస్మానియా మాత్రమే ఉంది, మ్యామ్. ఉస్మానియా, అంబేద్కర్ యూనివర్సిటీ, అంబేద్కర్ ఉంది, ఉస్మానియా ఉంది.
అంబేద్కర్ అవన్నీ మనకు ఓపెన్ కిందికి వస్తాయి, కానీ ఇప్పుడు
యూనివర్సిటీ మ్యామ్,
ఏది
జవహర్ లాల్ నెహ్రూ
JNTU. సో ఇప్పుడు
తెలంగాణ యూనివర్సిటీ కూడా ఉంది మ్యామ్.
తెలంగాణ యూనివర్సిటీ దేనికి వస్తుంది? తెలంగాణ యూనివర్సిటీ ఉంది, కానీ ఇప్పుడు అలా అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇంకో ఆంధ్ర యూనివర్సిటీ ఉంది, కానీ వాళ్ళ అఫిలియేషన్ ఏముంటుంది? అది వాళ్ళు ఈదర్ దే హావ్ టు ఫాలో ఉస్మానియా ఆర్ JNTU. ఆల్ కాలేజెస్ ఇక్కడ, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇక్కడ తెలంగాణలో ఏంటంటే కొన్ని ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజెస్ ఉన్నాయి, ప్రొఫెషనల్ కాలేజెస్ ఏంటంటే either they will be affiliated to Usmania University or they will be affiliated to JNTU. What do you mean by affiliation? They follow all the rules and the regulations that comes under this particular university colleges. And a few colleges are there, like we have CVR, JNTU, then we have Mahishri, Usmania. అంటే వాళ్ళు ఏంటంటే అప్లికేషన్ యూనివర్సిటీ ఉస్మానియా యూనివర్సిటీ కొన్ని కాలేజెస్ తీసుకుంటాయి, కొన్ని JNTU నుంచి. ఇక్కడ ఈ కాలేజెస్ లో అక్రిడిటేషన్ ఇస్తారు, అంటే ఆ కాలేజ్ హ్యాస్ టు సాటిస్ఫై ఆల్ ద థింగ్స్ రిక్వైర్డ్ ఫర్ ద అక్రిడిటేషన్. అంటే ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్, ఫ్యాకల్టీ, దిస్ దట్ అని ఉన్నాయి. సో అది అన్ని క్వాలిటీ అవన్నీ ఉంటేనే accreditation will be given to that particular college that comes under either the JNTU University or the Usmania University. Did you get my point? This is how the procedure of this accreditation occurs.
Yes, ma'am.
ఇప్పుడు మన దాంట్లో చెప్పండి, who is that? Yadal Shruti.
మ్యామ్, యాక్చువల్లీ లైక్ అంటే కొన్ని కాలేజెస్ బోర్డ్ మీద ఆటోనామస్ అని రాసి ఉంటుంది,
at the same time again affiliated to OU అని కూడా రాసి ఉంటుంది. So how does it happen? Like I wanted to know, ma'am.
Autonomous is nothing but, see, actually, I don't know, many changes are taking place. Autonomous is nothing but they set the paper, they correct the paper. Kani ala kaadu. Generally, in case if the college, concerned college, like we have CVR autonomous undi. Few colleges are there, they are autonomous. But even if they are autonomous, they will be have affiliated to either Usmania University or to JNT University. So what happens is that autonomous colleges ఏంటంటే when they have the examinations, so if the college people, if they set the question paper, then that will be corrected by the university people. If the paper is set by the college, then the correction will be done by the university people. If the paper is set by the university, then it is corrected by the college.
Okay, ma'am.
And they have their own syllabus, ma'am. They follow their own.
They have their own syllabus. Yeah. They have their own syllabus. They can make what is that? They can change the curriculum. They can add. They can. And they ఏంటంటే autonomous is nothing but they have their what is that? They have their own way of ఒక pattern ఉంటుంది. They can make changes. Okay, they can add few subjects. They can add. They can delete the unwanted things. It is up to them. But even this, whatever the changes they do, it has to be under the affiliation of either the Usmania or the JNT. Did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. The third one, improving the quality of regulation. Who has taken this?
Shivajyoti ma'am.
Shivajyoti is absent, na? Okay, fine. I'll take it. Present regulatory systems need a change for the quality and growth of our institutions. What reforms are necessary in the existing regulatory agencies and their methods so as to give greater academic, administrative and financial autonomy to our institutions so as to bring about the quality enhancement? ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే improving the quality of regulations. When you see the side reading itself, it is very clear. Improving the quality of regulations is nothing but present regulatory systems need a change for the quality and the growth of, and whatever the rules and the regulations we are being following in the institutions, it has to be revised. There should be some change in the regulations. So what changes should be made in the present regulations so that the quality of education is improved? This is what the third point is. Improving the quality. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ educational themes at the higher education level. ఇప్పుడు మనం అంతా what all we are discussing is what should be done. What should be done? The first one was governance reforms for quality, and second one, ranking of the institutions and accreditations, and the third one is improving the quality of regulation. Ante enti, whatever the rules, whatever the pattern, whatever the structures we are following, there should be some change. So what changes should we do in the present regulatory system, present regulation, so that we could see a change, bring about a change in the quality of enhancement. అంటే క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇంప్రూవ్ అవ్వడానికి మన రూల్స్ ఇంకా రెగ్యులేషన్స్ లో కొన్ని చేంజెస్ చేయాలి. వాట్ చేంజెస్ షుడ్ బి డూ in order to improve the quality of education in our state, in the school, at the school level, at the higher education level, what changes should be made, and they should be made. This is the third point, improving the quality of regulation. And higher level lo ivanni all these ivanni discussion. National policy 2015 లో స్కూల్ లెవెల్లో 13 థీమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. హైయర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ లెవెల్లో 20 థీమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. 20 థీమ్స్ లో దీస్ ఆర్ నథింగ్ బట్ అబౌట్ దిస్ దేర్ వుడ్ బి డిస్కషన్. సో అబౌట్ దిస్ వాజ్ ద ఫస్ట్ వన్, సెకండ్ వన్, థర్డ్ వన్. దెన్ పేస్ సెట్టింగ్ రోల్స్ ఆఫ్ సెంట్రల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్. హూ హాస్ టేకెన్ దిస్?
భవానీ మేడం.
I did not prepare. My goodness, why? Okay, fine. The central institutions have been trendsetters and are usually seen as the sites of excellence. Central institutions ఏంటంటే trendsetters. What do you mean by trendsetters? What do you mean by trendsetters?
Leader, ma'am.
What is it, Shravani?
పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ మేడం.
Leader.
Okay, no, but the leader, Pawan Kalyan. Who is that? Nitish? Why? Since you have seen Vakil Sahab, huh?
ట్రెండ్ సెటర్ మేడం.
No, ma'am. Gabbar Singh.
అవన్నీ ఏం లేదు కానీ ట్రెండ్ సెటర్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇలా ఉండాలి. We should follow that.
New way, ma'am.
What is it, Sirisha?
Like missionary colleges.
అంటే దే డూ ఫాలో ట్రెండ్ సెట్టర్ అంటే ఏంటంటే వెన్ యూ సీ ద అవుట్కమ్స్ ఆఫ్ అ పర్టికులర్ యూనివర్సిటీ సెంట్రల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ ఉండేవన్నీ ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళు దే ఫాలో అ సిస్టమేటిక్ ప్యాటర్న్ of the examination. They have certain rules and the regulations which will be followed in a proper way, and they get then the what is that the outcomes would be the power of excellence, and the excellent outcomes will be there. So ila undali trend setter ante abba unte ila undali. So generally the central institutions are the trend setters because they follow all the what is that latest methods of technology, innovative methods, and they have the proper infrastructure, faculty, good experienced faculty, and they follow all the rules and the regulations, and everything would be there. And everything would be up to so much of excellence that the most of the whatever the quality of not only the quality of education will be excellent, but also the outcomes of the students would be good. So avi trend setters ala undali, adi trend setter ante enti chudangane ila undali. This is what they have been doing for the past many years, and they follow the same what is that constant ga results untai. So వాళ్ళు trend setters, దాన్ని trend setters అంటారు. The central institutions have been trend setters and are usually seen as sites of excellence. And in every area they see when you happen to come across the central institutions, you see that they are good in all aspects. How can CFT helps to promote and spread academic excellence, undertake activities to improve the general quality of life in their neighborhood region, do hand holding for other educational institutions, and also help the school education in their areas. What do you mean by CFT? CFI?
Corporate financial institutions.
Corporate. See, how can CFIs help, okay, to promote and spread academic excellence, undertake activities to improve the general quality of life in their neighborhood region, do hand holding for other educational institutions, and also help the school education in their areas. And then how can these central institutions, whatever they are doing, how can they promote and spread academic excellence? And then what all they are doing, central institutions, what all they are doing. So here what we are the central institutions are supposed to do hand taking. What do you mean by hand holding? What do you mean by hand holding?
Supporting.
Supporting in what? What do you mean by in what way supporting?
By giving funds.
Not only giving funds, then
infrastructure support also.
Wait. Central fund institutions. How can CFIs help? అంటే ఇక్కడ CFI అంటే మనకి ఎన్నో వస్తాయి అక్కడ, బట్ వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మీన్ హియర్?
అంటే కార్పొరేట్లో ఎలా అయితే మెయింటైన్ చేస్తారో ఇన్ఫ్రాస్ట్రక్చర్ అండ్ ఆల్, అలా మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి అని మేబీ అదే ఉంది మేడం.
Centrally funded institutions. Centrally funded institutions.
What is it? What is it, Lavanya? What did you say?
Centrally funded institutions.
That's all. Central funded. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే సెంట్రల్ ఫండెడ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ ఏం చేయాలి? How can central funded institutions help to promote and spread academic excellence? And how? What are they doing? How can they undertake activities to improve the general quality of life in their neighborhood and region, and do hand holding for other educational institutions and also help the school education in their areas. అంటే ఇప్పుడు సెంట్రల్ ఫండెడ్
Ma'am, it's not central, ma'am. It's corporate, ma'am. Corporate finance institutes in terms of education.
see whatever it may be, whether it is corporate or whether it is central, it all comes under the same what is that, under the same roof. సెంట్రల్ కానీ అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ ఏం చేయాలి అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ ఈ సెంట్రల్ ఫండెడ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ కానీ కార్పొరేట్ ఫండెడ్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ కానీ ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళు ఏం చేయాలి, వాట్ షుడ్ బి డన్ బై దీస్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ సో దట్ దే డూ టేక్ ద అదర్, ఇక్కడ చూడండి మా దిస్ వర్డ్ డూ హ్యాండ్ హోల్డింగ్ అంటే ఏంటి, వాట్ మీన్ బై డూ హ్యాండ్ హోల్డింగ్?
సపోర్ట్
Ma'am, అది
Support
అంటే
financial, ma'am. They will understand their financial and they'll support through that.
Support in all aspects in order to uplift the performance of that particular institution. The central funded institutions or the corporate funded institutions, they totally look after the development of the institutions by giving them the proper advice, just by showing them the right path when it comes to the improve the quality of the educations. Here pace setting roles of central institutions ఇక్కడ ఏం చేయాలంటే యాక్చువల్లీ దే ఆర్ ద ట్రెండ్ సెట్టర్స్. వాళ్ళు ఏం చేయాలంటే దే ఆర్ సపోజ్ టు ప్రమోట్ అండ్ ఇంప్రూవ్ ద క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ ద ఎడ్యుకేషన్స్ బై గివింగ్ సపోర్ట్ టు ద లోకల్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్. ఇంప్రూవింగ్ స్టేట్ పబ్లిక్ యూనివర్సిటీస్. హూ హాస్ టేకన్ దిస్?
Me, ma'am. Madhavi.
Madhvi, tell me.
Yeah. Improving state public universities. Actually, state public universities are run by the funding provided by the state government. In public universities, fee structure is low. So, yearly 94% students are enrolled in the state educational institutions. So, there is a significance of improving the quality of state universities. A kind of reforms and agendas need to be worked, like providing more funds and recruiting the qualified teachers and providing more resources to these universities will improve the quality in state public universities, ma'am.
అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ మనం వాట్ వీఆర్ డిస్కసింగ్, లెట్ మీ టెల్ యూ, వెన్ ఎడ్యుకేషనల్ థీమ్స్ ఎట్ హయ్యర్ సెకండరీ లెవెల్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు హియర్ వీఆర్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ ద 20 థీమ్స్. 20 థీమ్స్ ఆర్ నథింగ్ బట్ ద 20 ఏరియాస్ వేర్ వీ నీడ్ టు ఫోకస్. వాట్ ఆర్ ద ఏరియాస్ హియర్? ఇంప్రూవింగ్ state public universities. అంటే what should be done, what kind of reforms and agenda need to be worked so as to address or so as to meet the quality deficit in state university. అంటే ఏం చేయాలి అంటే మనకి ఏంటంటే మనకు ఈ స్టేట్ ఫండ్ ఇంప్రూవింగ్ ద క్వాలిటీ ఆఫ్ స్టేట్ యూనివర్సిటీస్ ఎక్స్ట్రీమ్లీ సిగ్నిఫికెంట్. ఇట్స్ వెరీ అంటే స్టేట్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఇన్ దట్ గుడ్ కండిషన్స్. So we have to improve the quality of the state universities. Okay, quality of education at the state universities. So what changes, what reforms, what policies should be needed to be worked so as to address or so as to meet the quality deficit in state institutions? And we state institutions are lagging behind in certain areas. Okay, so what should be done? So to improve the state public universities are not up to the mark. So what changes have to be done in the reforms so as to meet or to satisfy the state public universities? And the outcome anta raavatam ledu. Ilanti changes cheste outcome would be good. That is this particular fifth theme. And here we are discussing about the problems or the areas in at the higher education level. So this is the first one. Public universities are not in that good condition in all aspects. What changes should be made in order to meet the deficit? And where are we lagging behind? What are the flaws are there? What should be done? What changes should be done so that we overcome those flaws and we overcome those hurdles? Did you get my point? Please, here we are discussing about the different areas. Different themes are nothing but the points to be discussed in order to maintain a quality of education at the higher education level. Education themes at higher education level is nothing but we are discussing about the different areas, the different topics, and this is the fifth one, improving state public universities. This is the fifth one where we are supposed to discuss. And overall మనం తీసుకుంటున్నాము దాంట్లో ఏంటంటే fifth themes comes under the improving the state public universities. Now here, integrating skill development in higher education.
Ma'am.
Who is it? Rachna?
Yes. Integrating skills development in higher education. This is the most important educational theme. because India is a country where we can see more population with youth, young people. Teaching skills which are very required in today's education system, because we have very less human resources with skills. So skills development should be integrated in higher education, whatever required for the present generation. So that type of skills should be integrated, so that they become productive and skillful employees in the future. That's it, ma'am.
See, what do you mean by demography? What do you mean by demography, Rachna?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you mean by demography, anyone? Study of the population.
Area.
India has got
Area,
a very
ma'am.
fast. Okay. Here, what is the point? What is the point here? What is the sixth theme we are discussing? ఏం చేయాలి? Integrating skill development in higher education. అంటే ఏంటి? Apart from education, there should be what do you mean by integrating? Combining. Okay, you have to what is that? Include. It has to be made a part of the curriculum. So integrating skill development, we have at the higher education, the student, even the skill development is also important, especially at the higher education. India has a demographic advantage of the largest youth population in the world. India's population we can't beat. Okay, integrating skills within the higher education. See, higher education, మనం ఏంటంటే ఏం చేస్తామంటే generally what is the problem in India? Do you know that? When we are studying, only we study. We never focus on the other things. But what happens is that here, for that purpose, when you complete your education, apart from that certificate, you never have any other talent. There will be no skill in you, neither the presentation skill nor the speaking skill nor any of the skills will not be there, because that is not the part and parcel of the curriculum. Mana curriculum lo ఏంటంటే skill development కానీ overall development అనేది పెద్దగా we never gave that important. Emphasis was not on the overall development. Emphasis was only on the academic development of the students. For that purpose, you could see that when we happen to see the children, we never happen to come across students having all the different types of skills. So here, especially at the higher education, it should be there. For that purpose, the sixth theme what we are supposed to discuss is you have to include skill development in higher education. Higher education lo skill development ni kuda curriculum lo integrate cheyali, add cheyali. It has to be made part and parcel of the curriculum at the higher education. Since India has a vast youth population, integrating skills within the higher education lo manam skills ni integrate chesamante, it holds the key to reap the demographic dividend. Okay, by what steps and actions are needed to effectively achieve this harmonization of the skills? Ante elanti what should be done? What should be done so that when we at the higher education, see, youth actually they are the pillars. They are the pillars of the country. Okay, they are the future. So what type of skills should be included at the higher education so that we get the good reap? What do you mean by reap? What do you mean by reap? Dividends. You get the good dividends. What do you mean by dividend? Yes.
Dividend is interest, ma'am. Interest.
అంటే you holds the key to reaping the demographic dividend. అంటే youth ఎక్కువ ఉంది మనం దాంట్లో if you integrate skills, then you get the good results, you get good dividends. అంటే the dividends is nothing but you get good outcomes from the youth. So what ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే what should we do? Okay, what actions are needed to effectively achieve this harmonization of the skills? అంటే మనము skills ని integrate చేయడానికి ఈ youth దగ్గర నుంచి మనం in order to get good dividend, good outcome from this youth, what type of skills should be integrate and what should be done to integrate the skills? And this is the sixth one. Okay, promoting open and distance learning and online courses. Who is this? Who has taken this? Make it fast.
నితేష్ మ్యామ్.
Yeah. Okay, tell me.
ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు రీసెంట్గా కన్వెన్షనల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇస్ గోయింగ్ ఆన్ మ్యామ్, లైక్ ద రెగ్యులర్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ టీచింగ్, ఆ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ నడుస్తుంది. సో దట్ రెగ్యులర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు మీట్ ద నీడ్స్ ఆఫ్ ద ఆస్పిరెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ హయ్యర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ మ్యామ్. So those who want to go for the higher studies, regular education cannot be taken by them because they due to this financial crisis and all. So government have decided some of the policies and strategies to encourage online education and open and distance learning education to provide the quality for higher education and all. And by these they can gain a greater acceptability also and most of the members can also utilize the opportunity for this, ma'am.
Okay, that's what. See, ours is a conventional method of learning. See, conventional education is nothing but where the only the passive learning will be there, the classroom transaction. See, what happens is that, see, here generally cannot meet the needs and aspiration of higher education. You cannot see when it is a primary education, conventional education can work, but when it comes to the higher education, we are discussing about the themes at the higher education. So conventional learning will not, conventional teaching, conventional learning will not work. So here you have to opt for the proactive policies and strategies need to be devised and developed to encourage the online education and overcome any implementation issues which are currently hindering its optimization. Attendee, here what actually, see what the government is, see there are certain issues. There are certain issues which are hindering. What do you mean by hindering?
Ma'am, like they are obstructing.
Yeah, they are the hurdles. In its optimization, what do you mean by optimization?
Maximum
output. And see, now India, our government wants to go with the online courses, but there are certain hindrances. Because of that, the government is unable to make this online courses to have this optimization. And it is not to that extent how the government is expecting. It is not turning out to be in that way. So because of certain hurdles and because of certain flaws. So how can we strengthen ODL system so as to ensure their quality and gain greater acceptability? So at the higher education, as Nitish said, conventional education will not work. So we have to go for this ODL. ODL is nothing but open and distant learning. But there are certain issues, there are certain hindrances. Because of that, this ODL is not reaching its maximum and optimization. To what extent it should be, it is not up to that extent when it comes to the success rate. So what should be done? What should be done so that we can strengthen the ODL system so as to ensure the quality and gain greater acceptability? And what policies, what should be done so that everyone accepts the open and distant learning at the higher education, and because of that, and everyone accepts it. అంటే మనకు మనం డిస్టెంట్ లెర్నింగ్ ఇంకా ఓపెన్ డిస్టెంట్ లెర్నింగ్ అంటే whatever whether it is open and distant learning is not accepted by one and all, and because of that since there is some hitch, there are certain hindrances, there are certain hurdles, and because of that this particular open and distant learning is not achieving its goal, and it is not up to this optimization maximum output రావడం లేదు. So what should we do to strengthen this ODL system so as to ensure the quality and gain greater acceptability? అంటే ఇప్పుడు దీనికి అంటే in order to raise the success of this ODL so that people accept a lot, people make use of this open and distant learning so that maximum students achieve the higher education. See, even in the open and distant learning, you will be getting all the exposure. And what happens, even you can you can have good education. People who cannot afford to go outside, people who have their commitments, if they go for this open and distant learning, even they can pursue their career. So దీని వల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే అది ఓపెన్ అండ్ డిస్టెంట్ లెర్నింగ్ కొంచెం there are certain flaws, there are certain hindrances. So what should we do in order to take away these hindrances so that people accept it wholeheartedly? See, promoting open and distant learning. Promoting అంటే ఏంటి? What do you mean by promoting? Abbo. What do you mean by promoting? Have you seen the movies promotion and all?
Yeah, ma'am.
Have you seen the
advertising?
Okay, ade. అడ్వర్టైజ్మెంట్ అంటేనే జనాలకు తెలుస్తుంది అని వాళ్ళు మూవీస్ ఆల్ ద హీరోయిన్స్ విల్ కమ్, యూ ప్లీజ్ వాచ్ దిస్, యూ ప్లీజ్ డూ దిస్ అని, అంటే పీపుల్ విల్ కమ్ టు నో వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్. ఇన్ ద సేమ్ manner what should we do to promote these ODL systems? అండర్స్టూడ్. హయ్యర్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ లెవెల్లో మనకి ఏంటంటే మనం రెగ్యులర్ కి దానికి ఎక్కువ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇస్తాము, ఓపెన్ అండ్ డిస్టెన్స్ లెర్నింగ్ కి అంత ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇవ్వము, ఇంకా ఆన్లైన్ కోర్సెస్ కి అంత ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇవ్వము, బికాస్ దెర్ ఆర్ సర్టెన్ ఇష్యూస్. సో వాట్ షుడ్ బి డన్, హౌ కెన్ బి వాట్ షుడ్ బి డన్ టు ప్రమోట్ దిస్ సో దట్ పీపుల్ యాక్సెప్ట్ ఇట్ హోల్ హార్టెడ్లీ? ఏం యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయాలి? వాట్ షుడ్ దే యాక్సెప్ట్? What should they accept? My goodness.
Open and distance learning
and online courses. They have certain issues. Okay, and because of that issues, this open and distance learning are not getting that fame. So we have to promote that. What should be done to promote this is the seventh theme. Opportunities for technology enabled learning. I think this is Om Prakash. Kada?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. This is eighth theme at higher education level. That is opportunities for technology-enabled learning. This theme seeks to understand the complexities around us having the technology-enabled education. Do we have the human and infrastructure facilities that can exploit the opportunities of telecommunication? That is, we have to think that as the humans and infrastructure are reaching the technology opportunities to enable the learning. So, to what extent do our institutions have the potential of ICT for improving access and quality of general and technical education and also faculty development? So, we have to question ourselves that each our government or education systems are fully using the opportunities of the technology present available in the market. So nowadays online classes are going on. So the technology is going on very fast, but the humans and infrastructure are not reaching or matching to the present technology. According to that, the opportunity should be increased. It is the eighth theme of higher education.
Follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here actually opportunities for technology enabled learning. See, even though you might have come across many schools, they are not schools and the institutions. Here we are talking about the higher education. So you might have come across that even though the government is trying its best to and giving the opportunities to all the colleges and the university to make use to maximum utilize the technology based education should be given to the students at the higher education. See, this team seeks to understand the complications around having a robust framework. And what do you mean by framework? The robust is nothing but strong framework for technology enabled education. Okay, and here we want the technology based and technology enabled learning. Do we have the human and infrastructure facilities that can fully exploit the opportunities of TL? To what extent do our institution take the potential of ICT for improving access and quality of general and technical education and also the faculty development? See, here we are now the trend for the higher education is the technology enabled learning. And what even the technology enabled learning, you please tell me? Just you tell me that so that you will understand.
Using ICT, ma'am.
Online class, just like us, online class.
Learning through technology. And it is nothing but ICT. Digital classes.
Projectors.
Yeah, smart classes and all this comes under this. So do we have human and infrastructure facilities that can fully exploit the opportunities of TL? Manakanta unda framework unda, manakanta human facilities unnaya. Okay, to what extent do our institutions take the potential of ICT for improving the access and quality of general and technical education and also the faculty? అంటే ఎంత వరకు మనము టెక్నాలజీ బేస్డ్ లెర్నింగ్ చెప్తున్నాము, దాన్ని ఎంత యూటిలైజ్ చేస్తున్నాము అనేది ఇది ఇక్కడ దిస్ ఇస్ ద పాయింట్ దట్ హ్యాస్ టు బి డిస్కస్. అంటే do all the higher education, are they going for this technology enabled learning, Are they making use of the latest technology to teach the students? To what extent do we have the infrastructure, and to what extent do we have the human facilities, so that the quality of the general and technical education and also the faculty, you could see the development among the faculty. This is what the 8th theme is. Addressing regional disparity. Who has taken this? I think no one has taken. I am supposed to tell, I suppose, isn't it?
Bhagyashri.
Bhagyashri. Was she present yesterday? She was present, but she left, I suppose.
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
Bhagyashri, tell me then, if you are there. Go for the 9th one. Did you go through that?
Yes, ma'am. It's addressing regional disparity.
What do you mean by disparity, Bhagyashri? Differences. Okay, fine. What happened?
Ensuring access to higher education is critical.
Ensuring access to higher education is
We have a gross enrollment ratio, ma'am.
What is gross enrollment ratio?
Maximum participation of the students, ma'am.
Bhagyashri.
Ma'am,
What do you mean by
ma'am, I will tell another thing, ma'am.
Okay. Do one thing. Okay, I'll stop here. It's already 1:20. Okay, I'll stop here. 8th work paper. Tomorrow, who all are there? Whoever is present today, will you be present for tomorrow's class?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone. Bhagyashri, Varachana, Nitesh. Nitesh is regular. And Om Prakash is also regular nowadays. Okay. Now, Shruti, I think you have not taken. So the remaining, see, I'll be there. See, if at all I go out, if I'm not there, if I go for the vaccination, in case, by chance, if I don't turn up. Okay. Now,
Yes, ma'am.
8th and 9th and 10th will be taken by Sangamitra.
Okay, ma'am.
11th one will be taken by Bhagyashri. Bhagyashri, now you have to go through what is this. If you don't understand, you post it, I'll explain. If you can't understand, immediately I think science ma'am, 11th I did not follow until I'll give you what is the meaning of it. Okay. 12th one will be taken by Shruti. Okay. 13th one will be taken by Rachna. 14th one tomorrow Bhavani has to tell.
Okay, ma'am.
15th one will be taken by Madhavi.
Okay, ma'am.
16th one Nitesh.
Okay, ma'am.
17th one Lavanya. Okay. 18th one Shravani. 18th and 19th Shravani, and 20th is Om Prakash. Under Kochina, still anyone is left? Still anyone is left? ఇంకా ఎవరైనా ఉన్నారా? Please put a reference చెప్పాను. 8th, 9th and 10th taken by Sangamitra. In case if you have not followed, if you have not understood, please let me know by evening so that I'll explain what is it again. ఇది ఎప్పుడవుతుందండి, నేను ఎందుకు ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తానంటే tomorrow in case if I am not there, even the seminar should continue.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, if I don't turn up by 12:20 because there the big queue is there. Okay, 9th and 10th Sangamitra. Okay, 11th one ఎవరికి చెప్పాను నేను? 11th one ఎవరికి చెప్పాను?
Bhagyashri, ma'am.
Bhagyashri, please make a note of this. 12th one?
Me, ma'am, Shruti.
12th Shruti. 13th?
Rachna, ma'am.
Rachna. 14th?
Me, ma'am, Bhavani.
And 15th?
Madhavi, ma'am.
16th?
Nitesh.
17th? Lavanya. 18th, 19th? Shravani,
ma'am.
Okay. And 20th, Om Prakash. Okay. Please go through it. Even if you don't, until you don't, then Thursday I'll bind up. Thursday I'll take the class and I'll bind up. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay then. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Bhagyashri, Bhageshri, whatever the topic I have given you, go through it. And Nitesh, do one thing. If whoever is having the textbook from 9th to 20th, you put it in the group. So that if the students, those who are not having the textbook, they go through it. Tomorrow they will not give the excuse saying that ma'am, textbook is not with me. Follow?
Okay, ma'am.
Can I go for
Okay.
9th and 10th tomorrow, ma'am?
Will you go for 9th and 10th?
संपत आला वाइंडिंग वापस करा.
What happened, Bhageshri?
Yes, ma'am.
9th and 10th I have given it to Sangamitra. Which is the number I have given her?
9th and 10th team for. Can I explain tomorrow, ma'am?
Then what is the number I gave you?
11, madam.
So,
11th. Okay.
11th. Why 11th? It's not possible for you.
It's damn easy, ma'am. 9th and 10th is somewhat complicated, and GER is given like that.
Adi, she did not go through it. Otherwise, she would have told Bhageshri. Bhageshri would have told. See, Bhageshri, whatever the number I have given you, don't get confused. 11th you take, and 9th and 10th Sangamitra will take. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay? Fine. Then I'll wind up tomorrow. We'll see. If I come by 12:20, I'll send you the link. Otherwise, Nitesh, you have to send the link, man. Okay? Nitesh.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, then. Have a good day. Okay? Fine. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.